Good evening, Cassie. An 18-year-old now faces felony firearm possession charges after the Albany County Sheriff's Community-Oriented Policing Effort Unit, also known as SCOPE, discovered the teen had an altered flare gun loaded with a .40 caliber round. Law enforcement says this is not an isolated incident.
Just last week, we received a notice from the State Intelligence Center notifying us that there's been a trend throughout the state. I think as of last week, there were up to 6 or 8 of them within the state that have been located and modified to discharge a live round.
Albany County Sheriff Craig Apple warns anyone altering flare guns puts themselves, the public, and law enforcement at risk.
I'll be honest with you, chances are, I bet you less than 10% of these modifications ever work. Normally they result in some sort of personal injury to the shooter. It probably would have blew up in his hand, if not his face, and thrown shrapnel all over him. But this one was relatively rudimentary, but regardless, it was capable of discharging that .40.
Brian Wood, a firearms instructor at the American Firearms Training Academy, says there's no way to make these illegal guns safe, similar to an actual gun, or even know what they're capable of.
And if you think about it, it contains that explosion inside the chamber, so it forces the projectile down the barrel. That's what a firearm does. And if you make a makeshift gun, how do you lock that chamber in a flare gun? It's designed to break open relatively easy. So when that gun goes off, I believe it would probably explode in their hand, and it may or may not cause serious injury.
Some modifications include wrapping the bright orange flare gun in black tape or spray painting it to conceal the color. In this case, there was visible metal shoved into the sides of the barrel.
So in these cases, these are people who have no training whatsoever. They're underage. One can argue, do they have the mindset and education to carry a handgun responsibly? Clearly not in this case.
The more we crack down on illegal handguns and straw purchases and ghost guns and things like that, and guns aren't as easily accessible for criminals, things like this will pop up.
Sheriff Apple says now that the gun is off the street, they plan to investigate how the flare gun was altered and test it. He suspects it might explode when it's fired. Reporting in studio, Ireland Walker, News 10, ABC.